Welcome back to Bike Culture Hub. In a world where motorcycles are becoming increasingly high-tech, hyper-aggressive, and often intimidating for newer riders, there's something deeply refreshing about a machine that strips it all back to pure motorcycling joy. The 2025 Honda CB400 is that kind of bike. It's a return to simplicity, a modern classic that blends timeless style with user-friendly performance. It's the kind of motorcycle that doesn't scream for attention, but earns it with its understated charm and rock-solid character. And in an era where everything feels a bit overdone, that feels revolutionary in itself. The CB400 isn't new to the game. This is a nameplate that carries history, especially in Asia and Australia, where it became an iconic middleweight. It's been a cult favorite among beginner and intermediate riders for decades, thanks to its manageable power, predictable handling, and that crisp inline-four soundtrack. But the 2025 version? Honda has done something clever here. They've modernized the CB400 in all the right ways, without compromising the soul of what made it special. At the heart of the 2025 CB400 is a 399 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled, DOHC inline-four engine, yes, a proper four-cylinder. While most manufacturers have moved away from small displacement fours due to cost and emissions, Honda has doubled down on this classic layout, and we couldn't be more thankful. It revs like a mini CBR, smooth and linear, and it's more than just a practical choice, it's an emotional one. Twist the throttle and the CB400 responds with a refined growl, a mechanical harmony that pulls cleanly all the way to its redline near 13,000 RPM. It's not outrageously fast, but it's endlessly satisfying, and that's what sets it apart. Power output hovers around 53 horsepower and 39 Nm of torque. That may not sound like much on paper, but in practice, it's incredibly well tuned for real-world use. City traffic, twisty backroads, even light highway cruising, it handles all with composure. The throttle is precise, fueling is flawless, and there's an eagerness in the way it spins that just invites you to rev it out, again and again. It's a bike that rewards riders who like to dance through the gears, and the 6-speed transmission is silky smooth, with a light clutch pull that makes riding in traffic a breeze. Performance-wise, the CB400 is balanced. It's not trying to be a track weapon, nor is it built for long-distance touring. It's a street bike through and through, and in that space, it excels. The suspension setup is conventional but effective, 41mm telescopic forks up front and twin rear shocks in the back. There's a level of compliance here that's just right. It soaks up bumps without feeling vague, and there's enough stiffness to keep things stable when you're leaning into a corner. For city streets, uneven pavement, and casual weekend rides, it hits the sweet spot. Braking is handled by a 296mm front disc with a dual-piston caliper and a 240mm rear disc. Nothing fancy, but paired with dual-channel ABS, it delivers solid stopping power with good feedback. This isn't a superbike with track-focused brakes, it's a commuter with confidence, and Honda has tuned it accordingly. You always feel in control, even when stopping suddenly on wet roads. Now let's talk about design, because if there's one thing that's going to win you over immediately, it's the way the CB400 looks. It's a throwback to the golden age of Japanese motorcycles. A proper round headlight, analog-style dual gauges, clean bodywork with just enough muscle to suggest it means business, and that beautiful engine on full display. The 2025 version comes with subtle modern touches, like LED lighting, a digital inset between the analog dials, and refined paint schemes, but the overall silhouette remains true to its roots. It's retro done right, honest, tasteful, and deeply appealing. The fuel tank is perfectly sculpted, holding 18 liters and giving the CB400 an excellent range of over 350 kilometers on a single tank, depending on how hard you ride. The seat is flat and spacious, comfortable for both rider and pillion, and the riding position strikes a near-perfect balance between upright and sporty. You're neither hunched over nor completely vertical, it's a posture that feels natural for everything from commuting to weekend escapades. Whether you're 5 feet 6 inches or 6 feet 2 inches, the CB400 welcomes you with open arms. Fit and finish, as you'd expect from Honda, is outstanding. The welds are neat, the switchgear feels high quality, and nothing rattles or feels cheap. Every touchpoint, bars, levers, foot pegs, feels considered. And perhaps more importantly, the CB400 feels cohesive. There's no single part that looks out of place or feels tacked on. It's a motorcycle that was clearly designed with a unified vision. One of the biggest strengths of the CB400 is accessibility. It's not just for beginners, but it is exceptionally friendly to them. The low seat height of around 785 mm means that even shorter riders can flat-foot it easily. The weight, approximately 192 kilograms wet, is perfectly manageable. It's not featherlight, but it's far from intimidating. Maneuvering at low speeds is stress-free, and the steering is light and intuitive. It turns when you want it to, stops when you need it to, and never puts up a fight. And while it's easy to ride, it doesn't grow boring. That's the brilliance of the CB400. More experienced riders will find themselves grinning at the way it revs, the smoothness of its gearbox, and the simple joy of a properly engineered small displacement inline-four. It's a masterclass in usability and charm. Another key selling point? Reliability. It's a Honda. Enough said. These bikes are known for their bulletproof nature. Ride it daily, commute in the rain, take it on weekend getaways, neglect it a little. Chances are, it'll still fire up every time. Maintenance is straightforward, and parts are readily available. It's the kind of bike you build a relationship with, and you can trust it to take care of you for years, if not decades. The 2025 CB400 also benefits from a new emissions-compliant exhaust system, which meets Euro 5 standards without sacrificing that iconic high-revving tone. Honda has managed to keep the engine character intact while reducing emissions, a rare feat in this era of regulatory strangulation. As for technology, Honda has kept it minimal. No TFT screens, no ride modes, no connectivity gimmicks. You get what you need: ABS, a gear position indicator, fuel gauge, and a simple yet effective instrument layout. And frankly, that's all this bike needs. It's for riders who want to focus on riding, not on swiping through menus. Let's talk about pricing, because this is where things get even more attractive. The 2025 Honda CB400 is expected to come in at around $6,500, depending on the market. In countries where the CB400 has a strong legacy, like Japan, Australia, and parts of Southeast Asia, it may be slightly cheaper or come with regional variations, but overall, it sits in that sweet spot between entry-level and premium. For what it offers, especially that glorious inline-four engine, it's one of the best value propositions in the motorcycle world today. In a segment filled with parallel twins, thumpers, and low-revving singles, the CB400's inline-four is its trump card. That's its unique selling point. No other manufacturer is offering this kind of experience at this displacement and price point. It's a mechanical gem in a digital world, and it connects the rider to the machine in a way that few modern bikes do. It's got soul, and that's something you just can't spec into a motorcycle. For new riders, the CB400 is a gentle yet engaging introduction to the world of motorcycling. For experienced ones, it's a reminder of why they fell in love with bikes in the first place. It doesn't try to dazzle with numbers or gimmicks. Instead, it quietly excels at being exactly what a motorcycle should be: fun, reliable, beautiful, and rewarding to ride. So who's the 2025 Honda CB400 for? It's for the purist, the commuter, the weekend warrior, the beginner looking for something they won't outgrow in 6 months, the old-school rider who misses the 90s golden era of Japanese bikes, the young enthusiast who wants something with character. In other words, it's for almost everyone. Thanks for joining us here at Bike Culture Hub. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the CB400, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let us know what bike you want us to review next, or share your memories if you've owned a CB400 in the past. Until next time, ride safe, stay curious, and keep the culture alive.